Let's understand what is Git. So Git is a version control system which helps you to manage your code base. Let's understand with the help of an example. So suppose there is a group of SDET who are working on to create an automation framework. So everyone has their own responsibilities and they have a specific area to work on. So one of the SDETs wants to work on login screen, another wants to work on the add card page, and so on. So in totality, they require a common code base where everyone will be collaborating and would be pushing their changes to it, so that in the end they have a single project which has all the changes. Now how do you achieve such objectives? Let's see with the help of an example. So over here there is a group of SDETs who intend to create an automation framework. For this, they have decided to create a remote repository on GitHub. So for this, they will create an account on GitHub, then create a repository over there. Once they have the remote repo created, they will start cloning that repo on their local machine. Once we create a repository, by default it gets a default branch. The name of the branch is either master or main. For SDET 1 to start working on this remote repository, he will have to clone the repository locally first. Once the cloning gets completed, the user will get the copy of the remote repo on his local machine. Now, to work on his own changes, he will have to cut a branch from the main branch and provide a name to that branch. So now once we have the local repository on our machine, we have a master branch, which is this. Now to work on our changes, we'll have to cut a branch from this master branch and provide a name to that branch. Let's name it as feature 1. After creating this branch, we will provide all the changes which we want to bring in to this branch, and let's name it as delta change. Once your changes are done, we'll have to again make sure that these changes gets into the master branch. To do so, we'll have to add these changes, commit them, and then push those changes on the remote repo and then merge the branch. Once the merge gets completed, now we'll again have only a single master branch which will have the feature 1 changes as well. Now next time someone pulls the master branch from the remote repo or clone the repository, he will also get the changes which are being made for the feature 1 branch. In our case, we will be using GitHub as our remote repository. And this is how the GitHub looks like. So currently we are viewing Selenium repository. Over here, we can see the code base and all the files which belong to this code base resides here. Now coming on to the branches part, we can see that this repository has 17 active branches, and currently we are viewing the trunk branch. Similarly, for our setup, we will create a repository on the GitHub, and then we can clone the repository locally via using these HTTPS or SSH method. Once we clone this repositories locally, we can then make the changes and then push those changes back to the remote repo, and we can then create a pull request from here, which can also be termed as a merge request. Once the request gets approved, the changes will get merged into the main branch, and after that we will get an updated master branch with all the changes included in it. And next time someone clones the repository or pulls the branch, he will get those changes locally on his system as well. I hope you enjoyed the session today and would have learned something new. If you did, please subscribe the channel and do share the content with others as well.